You want abs, but you think bad genetics is stopping you. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is a complete lie. I used to believe I had bad genetics too. I bulked, I cut, I tried everything, and all I got was the same skinny fat body staring back at me in the mirror. But here's the truth. You don't have bad genetics, you just don't have the right keys. So the question is, do you want to keep wasting years, or do you want to unlock your real potential? Because in this video, I'm going to give you the 3 keys to finally escaping skinny fat. And if you miss even one of them, you'll stay stuck thinking that your genetics are the exact problem that you have. So let's unlock the first key. And this one genuinely had me stuck for years. I actually thought that the reason why I was skinny fat was because of my genetics. Here's the problem. Most guys quit before they've even given themselves a chance. They say bad genetics when in reality they haven't been consistent for years, never trained hard enough, and never tracked their food properly. Like, of course you're going to look stuck if you've never gone all in on the basics. The truth is that if you actually stay consistent, then your results become predictable. Which my 3 times six-pack calculator ties in with this, because it's going to show you how long it's going to take for you to go from skinny fat to abs if you do exactly everything right. So I'll link that for free down below. I wasted years believing that I was genetically cursed. I bulked, I cut, I changed programs every few weeks, but I was still skinny fat, and I told myself that my genetics must just be awful. But I didn't actually do the right things consistently to actually know whether my genetics were bad or not. Skinny fat isn't genetics, it's simply low muscle with an above average level of body fat. If you added 20 pounds of muscle and then cut down to 10% body fat, all of a sudden it's going to look like you've got great genetics. Genetics only determine how fast you progress, not whether you can progress, and everyone can improve. So the truth you unlock here is that 99% of guys don't have bad genetics. They just have bad priorities, bad habits, and not enough patience. But here's the catch. Even if you accept that genetics aren't the problem, most guys will still waste years stressing about all the wrong things. That's where the second key comes in, and this is what flips the whole process completely on its head. Let me ask you this. Have you ever obsessed over the perfect training split, or whether you should eat rice or pasta, but at the same time skipped your sleep, skipped your meals, and skipped logging your calories? That's the exact mistake that everyone makes. They focus on the 80% that barely move the needle, such as supplements, exercise selection, debates on clean versus dirty foods. Meanwhile, they ignore the 20% of actions that actually deliver you the 80% of the results. This is why years go by and they still look skinny fat. I used to stress for hours whether I should do push-pull legs or upper lower or full body every other day. Meanwhile, I wasn't even training hard enough for it to even matter. I obsessed over eating clean, but I never tracked protein, so no wonder I wasn't actually growing and I never got to the physique that I liked fast enough. Every decision that you make, you need to ask yourself, is this part of the 20% that drives results or the 80% that doesn't? The 20% of actions that drive results, so the 3 high leverage levers, are sleep, so get 7 to 9 hours a night on a consistent schedule. Training, so progressively overloading, pushing to failure, and training each muscle group at least 2 times a week. And diet, so calories and protein comes first. So protein, you want to hit around 1 gram per pound of body weight every single day, and in a deficit or a slight surplus depending on what phase you're in. The thing is, if you get the 3 high leverage levers, you're going to be 80% of the way there, and everything else will not make a big of a difference as you think. Because when I started focusing on the 20% of basics that actually drive your progress, my lifts went up, I actually gained muscle, and for the first time the skinny fat look started to disappear. But here's the final key, and this is the one that you can't afford to miss. Because even if you train hard, eat right, and still sleep, if you start with the wrong plan, whether it's a bulk or a cut, you'll waste months, and that's the mistake I made over and over again. The question every single skinny fat guy asks is whether you should bulk or you should cut first. And I answered it wrong for years, and like I said, it just kept me stuck. Most guys fail here because they either start bulking too early, so they gain fat on top of a small muscle base, which makes them look worse. They start cutting too early, end up lean but flat with no muscle underneath, and again, look worse. Or they jump between both with no structure, which means they never build momentum and they end up staying stuck. I dirty bulked and got fat, I crash dieted and lost muscle, and I compared myself to guys who are 5 years ahead of me, some even on performance enhancing drugs, and I thought I just had bad genetics, but really I just had no structure. The The solution is the right sequence for you. So whether you need to lean bulk for 6 to 12 months at 150 calorie surplus a day with slow gain and progressively overloading, or a mini cut, so 4 to 6 weeks, 1,000 calorie deficit a day, just dropping body fat and just trying to keep onto the muscle that you already have. And then you literally just repeat that cycle until you have the physique that you're after. The right move isn't endlessly bulking or endlessly cutting, it's doing both. So you're cycling between lean bulks and mini cuts until you've built enough muscle, then one major cut reveals the foundation, and that's exactly the third key. But it's all well and good knowing this, but how long is this going to take? That's exactly why I built a 3 times 6-pack calculator, so you can plug in your stats and it's going to give you a realistic time frame based on your current body fat and your muscle mass. So it's linked below and it's going to save you a ton of guesswork. So when you follow the 3 keys, you're going to escape skinny fat for good. But here's the trap. Most skinny fat guys still ruin their progress by not understanding the training fundamentals. You could have the perfect nutrition, but still look the same if you're not training hard enough. So watch this video next, because I'll break down the exact training setup for skinny fat guys to actually grow muscle and build the physique that you want.